2, 1. Let's dive right in. We are talking about SHIB Worldwide 50/50 Raffle live broadcast event. Here to talk to you about getting into the SHIB environment. Alrighty then. Thank you, everybody. Welcome to another edition of the SHIB Worldwide 50/50 Raffle. Woo! And we're going to kick things off with a big shout out to Babe's channel, big shout out to Prince, big shout out to Jason. Woo! Hello, everybody. As we gear up for another session of the SHIB Worldwide 50/50 Raffle. And this raffle is brought to you by SHIB. Of course, the only SHIB available for everybody. Thank you so much. If you notice the headline above my head, it is the SHIB Tea and Coffee. If anyone knows where this is, that would be great. I think it's in the U.S. somewhere. I know that there was a coffee house that did host for SHIB, which is awesome. Everybody should be drinking coffee with SHIB, right? As we gear up, and we are on a roller coaster of a ride with SHIB. Today we had nice movement on the upscale. We've also broke above the 1.5 million yesterday, and we're continuing to break. Now, we did have a bit of a drive down this morning. It did dip down to that 1499 range, and then it popped right back up. So we're in good standing. So without further ado, we're going to get right back into this session today, and we're going to talk about something new to the channel, which we've talked about before, but we haven't really gotten into it. We haven't dove into it. We did talk about it a little bit, but we just touched on the surface, and that is the share buybacks. Anyone know what share buybacks are? Okay, that's where a company, usually a company that's stagnant, that's not doing too much, like Microsoft. They have their client base, and it goes up and down. No, you don't know anything about share buybacks, Jason? Okay. So share buybacks are about buying back their shares. So companies that buy back their shares because they have stagnant growth. They have lots of cash, but they don't have any growth. So what they do is they want their shares to go up. So what they do is they offer share buybacks. So they're sitting on a mountain of cash. What they'll do sometimes is they'll offer to buy back their shares. Now, if it was trading at, let's say, $200 or $100, they're going to buy back their shares at, if it's $100, they're going to buy it back at $82. So it's at a discount. They never buy back at market. Never happens. Okay. There's a couple reasons why they do this. And some of them are good, some of them aren't so good. So the benefits of share buybacks is that it tells you that the company feels this strongly about their product that they are buying back their shares because they believe it's at a discount to the rest of the marketplace. So then they offer share buybacks to, one, cut off supply. So that means that they're buying back the shares that people are willing to sell at $82. Those that aren't willing to sell usually buy more, so it drives the price higher. But they don't do any adjustments to that price. So it stays $82 for a period of 30 days or 3 months or maybe 6 months, but they don't do it for a year. It's a short period of time, and they tell you exactly when they're going to do it so that everybody can benefit from it that knows about the share buybacks. Now, there's a couple reasons why they do it, and there's a couple reasons why they use it to manipulate their numbers, which isn't a good thing. So there's benefits to it, and then there's disadvantages to it. So the most advantages to share buybacks is to drive the price higher. So everybody sees that, hey, well, they're going to buy back their shares, but they're not buying them back until it reaches a certain level. And they have to disclose that to everybody. They can't hide that fact. to anybody. That's because they're regulated, and they have to announce that publicly. So that gives everybody a chance to get into it. That's the whole purpose of share buybacks. So if you want to know about share buybacks, that's the main gist of it. Now, the other side of it, the benefits are for the investors. It's supposed to be for the investors. But if they do it as a manipulation, it works for the company, not the shareholders. So when they do share buybacks for themselves, it's to increase the value, but it's to manipulate the price so that it beats the earnings estimate for the next quarter. Makes sense, because there's less supply of shares, drives the price higher. So then it becomes a manipulation factor. So that has its benefits and non-benefits to it. So I gave you the two scenarios where they're not the best. If I give you the breakdown of it, okay, global debt hedge. The primary function of SHIB is a model of active deflationary hedge against the banks. No, that is not it. That is not it. Okay, the benefits of share buybacks. Increase share value, reducing the number of outstanding can boost earnings per share, making the stock more attractive to investors. Absolutely. Enhance share returns, investors benefits from higher stock prices and potentially increased dividends due to fewer shares in circulation. It's very efficient use of capital. If a company accesses the cash and limited growth opportunities, buying back shares can be better investment than holding cash for market risk acquisitions. Tax efficiency. Share buybacks can be more tax friendly way to return capital to shareholders compared to dividends, which are taxed as income. Signal confidence of buybacks can signal the market and management believes that the stock is undervalued, boosting the investor confidence. So that's the number one. Usually number 5 is number 1, is they want to increase it because it wants to drive awareness, saying that they're undervalued, and the company believes that they're strictly undervalued, and they do that to protect themselves, so from being taken over. Okay, so why are we talking about this? Does anyone know why we're talking about share buybacks? What is SHIB doing? Here, I'll show you. Hold on a second. Hold on to your Bobby socks. We'll get right into it. Boom, baby. Is it there yet? Big shout out to Jason Cox. Big shout out to Babe's channel. Big shout out to Prince. Yay! Absolutely. Okay, so let's see where we are here. Yeah. Okay. So why SHIB? Why are we talking about SHIB and share buybacks? Hello, babe. Okay, so why are we talking about share buybacks and talking about SHIB all in the same breath? SHIB doesn't have any governance, so it doesn't need to buy back. It doesn't do buybacks, right? We don't burn SHIB. That's not considered a buyback. And we're constantly doing it. And eventually every single organization on the planet is going to do it on a massive scale. We just don't know when that's going to be, and we don't know why it's not being publicized. That's the other thing we don't know. I think it's because of lack of education when it comes to taxes, right? They don't understand the tax implications from organizations to personal, because your personal is not the same as business. Business, you have way more write-offs than you do if you're personal. And because all of these exchanges are holding on to a massive number of SHIB, it's in their best interest to reduce the circulating supply, especially if you're getting tax incentives to do it. That's the whole purpose of the whole reasoning behind the SHIB and the buyback system. That's both of them correspond with each other. Now, in SHIB's case, it's adding utility because SHIB doesn't have real life utility. And the reason why it doesn't is because it's too cheap. No one's going to go buy a hamburger with SHIB. No one's going to go buy a car unless you're crazy with SHIB. It's just not feasible. You don't want to be called the Bitcoin pizza guy, or later on you're going to be called the SHIB coin pizza guy, right? You used this amount of SHIB to buy pizzas, and now your SHIB is worth this much money. There's going to be a SHIB pizza guy and probably make it into a holiday. Make sure you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. Yes, we were talking about the whole what's in the news? Not too much. I was going to talk about UAE just for a quick second. There's the information on UAE, just off topic. The information on UAE that came out a couple of days ago can't be found on the social media outside the ecosystem development team. Therefore, until we have confirmation of that, we won't be covering it. All right. Thanks everybody for making sure that we kept up to date with everything, because our integrity is everything to us. So that's why we only cover solid fundamental companies. Well, in this case, we only cover SHIB because it's the only fundamental company it's not a company. Companies have people behind them. SHIB doesn't have anybody behind it. And how do you know that? Well, who's promoting SHIB? The ecosystem development team is promoting it. They're promoting the name, not the currency. Please keep that in mind. Okay. So anytime that you hear them talking, it's all about leash, bone, treat, shiboshi, shitoshis, everything to do with their ecosystem development team. They have a game. It's called what is it game called? It's called SHIB something. SHIB Eternity. Sorry, there you go. SHIB Eternity and the Metaverse. So they call it SHIB the Metaverse. But the only thing that the Metaverse has for SHIB is the name. Shiboshis. The first part of it is SHIB. That is the only thing for SHIB. Okay. Bone and leash are a descendant of SHIB that they've copied and pasted. Okay. So, and I probably get banned saying it because I've gotten banned from SHIB team. Even Reddit. I made a comment on Reddit about the ecosystem development team. I got banned from that. So, and Reddit does not cover raffles. So, and if anyone's asking about the raffle, how can we possibly host a raffle? It's illegal in most countries. And Prince is right. I talked to Prince early today about the currencies and USDT and what was the other one? USDT and pounds, because we refer to it in pounds. Because if I refer to it in USDT, I'm going to be full-time just changing the ticket, not just changing the tickets. It doesn't give me a wide enough spread in between. Now, you're looking on the screen, you sit there and say, 2 days ago, we burned 14 million SHIB. That's a buyback. That's put money back in your pocket. It's similar to a share buyback. So when you hear someone talking about share buybacks, remember that it has good things. Majority are good. Some things are bad, depending on what they're trying to accomplish, where they are in the cycle, how much money they've made, how much money they didn't make, where they're leveling off, and how much cash they have at hand. Because you can't do any share buybacks unless you have a lot of cash on hand. But usually when you have cash on hand, you're doing what? Expanding, making your brand bigger. Unless it's like Microsoft, you can't really make it bigger. All you can do is make it more dividends or buy back shares to drive the price up. But when you do that, what happens? You're doing it for tax purposes, and you're doing it to enhance public awareness so people start buying Microsoft stock, right? That's why they do it, because Microsoft stock is like $400, $500. So like everybody's like, oh, just jump into Amazon. Amazon is only 200 something. Yeah, but they did a 20 to 1, or is it 10 to 1? 20 to 1 stock split, right? They're over at 1,200 or 14 or 1,600. Like, so it dropped it right back down to or 10 to 1, right? We're talking back down to 200, 120 when it came back. So now it's up to 200, over 200. Tesla's dropping, but we're not getting away from SHIB. We don't want to talk about what's going on with the marketplaces, although a lot of it's based on what? Facts on what's going on in the U.S. and the tariff story. But that's getting away from SHIB and its buyback plan or utility. I like to call it utility. It's adding utility. A lot of influencers don't cover this. I'm not sure why. If someone knows why, please put up your hand and explain to me why they won't cover it as utility. I think because it's unknown. They don't know how much is going to get burned. It's not consistent. It's not a consistent burn. Later on, you're going to get consistency, but right now, you don't have consistency. The raffle is supposed to give us a lot more consistency, but that depends on how many tickets are sold in a 24-hour period. If we don't sell any tickets, like we haven't been able to sell any tickets in the last 24 hours, because we haven't been able to drive up that demand to the website to build on it. Like I said, we need that 300,000 area hit every single day on the website, just so it drives more awareness. My voice is cracking. Anyone else get that my voice is cracking? I don't know why. I'm not 14. Okay, so we're going to cover this. I love it when we cover the the count for Bitcoin, Ethereum, XRP. XRP's up 55 cents. No, what is it up? 0.55% in the 1 hour period. In 24 hours, it's up 81.81%. Down on the week by 17.81. But if we look at SHIB is on fire. It's at number 14. It's 1604. It's up 0.03757, 5.93. Okay, we're going to look at the volume of SHIB right now. We'll just check out the volume. We were at 3.76. Last few days, we are like one of the lowest as far as trading is concerned, which is a good thing. We're starting to see that bottom out in the amount of traders that has taken place, because that's who's taking advantage of this, is the traders are going up and down. So they're trying to time whichever way it's flowing, right? So they're looking for the patterns, the flags, the green flags, the red flags. There's so many of them. We always talk about this. SHIB is a different type of projection because it's always reducing its circulating supply and always gaining in wallet holders, because there's not a single person on the planet who doesn't want to make money. That's a really good combination for a positive outlook on what's going to happen with SHIB. And unfortunately, it's not being represented to anyone, or it seems like it, to not very many people, because they have no problem selling it, which is baffling to me. Like, it just shocks me to see that many people get in, get out of SHIB. I don't know about you, but it's not disturbing. It's just that there's a lot of mismanagement, misappropriation of communication on behalf of SHIB. I find that happens a lot. A lot of people say overthink it or overdo it with SHIB, or underthink it, thinking that it's just a pump and dump, right? It's already got a market cap of $9 billion. In order to move that market cap, you need a lot of money or a lot of liquidity coming into the mix. But once people start realizing it's a win-win-win situation, it's there's no bottom. It's all upscale. And when you're talking 4 zeros, 1 5, I mean, it's a no-brainer. I mean, if it's got utility and it's reducing and it's gaining in wallet holders, it's a no-brainer. It's gonna continue to build on itself. It's going to continue to have everybody come in and take advantage of it. Absolutely. Everybody's going to want SHIB eventually. Now, when is that going to happen? We don't know that. We can't predict that. We don't even predict SHIB's price because it's impossible. People who think that 589 trillion is a lot, it is a lot. But when you look at the ratio of the amount of holders that are holding it right now, there's only 1.5 million out of 8 billion people. And this isn't, wallet holders aren't people. They are just holders. They could have 5 or 6 accounts holding SHIB in each of those accounts. So just because you only have one wallet doesn't mean that everyone else only has one wallet. I have 3 wallets. Why? Well, I was trying to find an exchange that would allow us to participate in the raffle, because majority of them have a huge problem with the raffle. But when she explained to them, listen very carefully, SHIB has got 0 governance. Now, I know everybody's telling you they have governance, but SHIB does not have any governance. And if you did your research on it, you'll find out that it doesn't have governance. Now, that is a huge benefit to the whole community, because the only other coin that's available to you that has 0 governance is which coin? Anybody? Come on. I know somebody out there knows it. Which coin is the other coin that has no governance? 0 governance. And people are going to probably say Doge, but Doge has a CEO. Like it or not, Doge has a CEO, and he controls it, and he's got the keys. He didn't throw them away. He still has them. So he can mint as many as he likes. That's governance, people. Even if it's one employee and he's the big dog, yes, he still controls Doge. Not Elon Musk, CEO. No, I can't remember his name. Right off the top of my head. A lot of people thought it was, what the hell is his name? But he had a nickname. It wasn't his name. So anybody know what the other coin is that doesn't have any governance? I'll give you a hint. It's the number 1 coin. The Big Daddy. That has 0 governance. Okay, you can mint, you can go mining, because it was set up as a mine so that it would gain traction. But it doesn't have. And someone said the other day that Bitcoin has a lot more Bitcoin than is being said from the founders, the 3 of them. Yeah, Bitcoin. There you go. Way to go, Prince. Woo! You're a winner. Yes, Bitcoin. Bitcoin has 0 governance. And SHIB has 0 governance. And SHIB's at 4016034 right now. What does that tell you? Everything else has governance, guys. There's everything. And the reason why they have governance is because they want to make the money. Why do you think the ecosystem development team came up with their own coins? They didn't promote SHIB. They went straight into their own coins. They didn't want to promote SHIB. So they're into their own currency. They're into their own coins or tokens or tokenomics and ETFs. Not ETFs. What the hell are they? They are not ETFs. ATFs? ATFs? No. They're artwork. Okay. They're using their artwork. They buy it and then they try and sell it. Here's the thing, though, with the artwork. It was being passed around to the CEO and CFOs of each of the companies. And which I'm going to say something I'm probably going to be wrong on it, so please bear with me. I'm not going to say it then. It's the art. So they're selling the art, but what they do is they sell it to each other to drive the price up, so that the next person that comes in, they try and upscale it, so that I'm selling it for $50 or $25 or 50 cents or $2 or $3 or $4, depending on how many they have. And then what they're doing is they're upscaling each other. So it's going back and forth to the office representatives in the office. By the time it gets to the forefront, it's $7,000 for the same picture. And majority of these pictures aren't worth the paper they're written on, just because they look like you can't copy them, but you don't know if you can or you can't. And then there's the physical artwork that they sent to you, and that's better, right? Once you get the original artwork, now you're talking, right? And usually it's only 1 of, or 18 of, or 100 of, or 200 of. So you're getting the bigger bang for your dollar. SHIB is the bigger bang for your dollar. If you look at SHIB compared to Bitcoin, Bitcoin, they're projecting that it'll hit 300,000. That's 3 times where it's at. SHIB, they're predicting 100 times where it's at. So if you do the math on it, that's 2 zeros. And you're getting how much more? Because you can afford 1 million SHIB. You can't afford one Bitcoin. $20 in Bitcoin is drop in the bucket. You're going to need that to go to $1 million before you start making any money. And everybody in Bitcoin is trying to get you to buy Bitcoin, which is funny. I think hilarious. Because if you're looking at it going, yeah, I would buy it if it was back in 2011, 12, 14. Of course you'd buy it. $200 a Bitcoin, absolutely, right? I'd be a multi-millionaire right now if you had 10, 15 Bitcoin. Like you'd be instant. You'd be right up there. You'd be like, woo! And then would you sell it? Well, like how much more you think it's going to go, right? Maybe 200,000, maybe this year before it does a turnaround. Now we are in alt season. So if anyone knows what alt season is where you start to see the turnaround in Bitcoin. Bitcoin starting to fall a little bit, then or be stagnant, right? It grows up and then it kind of levels off and still climbs. People get out of Bitcoin, Ethereum, all these other coins to jump into the other coins that they feel is going to have the most potential. And then those are the altcoins. So that would be Doge, that would be Bonk, Men with Hats or Dog with Hats. Shiba Inu would be one of them, of course, because it's the number 3. Pepe, all the ones that they were announcing before, those would start to pop. Now, which ones are they expecting to pop the most? That's a good question. But everybody's expecting these super cycles. These super cycles are supposed to outrun all the other previous cycles, period. There's no more 4-year period because what's happening is worldwide adoption is taking over. So that's what they call the super cycle. So that's what drives the whole industry to higher ground. Let's see. What do we have? Yeah, so Bitcoin's the big daddy of them all. So usually when Bitcoin goes down, we all feel it. Eventually, SHIB will overcome it because SHIB does not have, Bitcoin has a halving. Every 4 years has a cycle in Bitcoin. The super cycle is supposed to supersede that so that there would be no more dips downward for BTC. Now that could happen because of the ETH, right? Sorry about that. Someone making a statement on a different platform. Yeah, so that's why we cover SHIB only because of zero governance, and it's a guaranteed investment on your money and your return. And how do you know that? Anything reducing circulating supply increases demand. And it's got the same cycle. Okay. So as you decrease the supply, and that means people coming in too. So those that are coming in are swallowing up all those traders that are trading it right now. So Prince, that's what your question was earlier, is if there's only X amount of SHIB available, but majority of that is being traded. That's what you're seeing right now. It's not majority, it's minority that's being traded right now. So that's the part where it's in and out, in and out. That's the part that's making it go up and down, is the traders. The holders are holding it. They buy it and they want it. And when they get it, that money is like it's been burned. Okay, because their out is not this price. Their out is a lot higher. Like you look at Jason, he tells you my out is over $3. Well, that's exactly it, because he's a holder, not a trader. Traders are the ones taking the risk that no one's going to find out about it. And that's where it gets scary for everybody. Okay, everybody that's paying attention, please drop everything. Pay attention, please. when you sell SHIB at this price, you are aware that you are betting it's going down, that the rest of the world is not going to find out about it. You're betting that the rest of the 8 billion people on this planet are not looking at SHIB at all. That's what you're betting on, because every single one of them want to make money. Every single one of them want to be wealthy. So when you're thinking about it and it's selling off and you're like, woohoo, I'm going to buy on the bottom, you're taking that massive risk that these people have not got wallets, are not getting into it, and they're not seeing SHIB, because that's what you're betting on. And SHIB is at 14 in the world, the cryptocurrency. It's number 14 in the world. So, and it is the cheapest out of all of them on the top range. And SHIB is the only one reducing its circulating supply constantly. So you're taking a massive, massive risk by trading it, just so you are aware what you're doing. Now, does that mean that we should go on Margex and just have green candles? No, that does not mean that at all. What about the 589 trillion SHIB outstanding? The 589 trillion SHIB outstanding, we went over this many, many times. The amount that's outstanding is locked in at 589 trillion without the reductions. Now, we have reductions, so it continually deteriorates over time. Now, the amount that is deteriorating absolutely will not have an effect. But everybody knows this. If you haven't noticed already, when we start to climb, what happens? Jason, does anyone figure this out? When we start to climb, when we go to 3,000, 4,000, what happens? Besides the sell-off, what happens to SHIB? Anybody? We get bigger burns, don't we? We always get bigger burns when it's going up. We hardly ever see massive burns going down. Why is that? We should be getting more burns going down, shouldn't we, than going up? The price is higher. If the price is higher, we don't get as much burn. We don't get more value for our dollar. We would get more value for our dollar if it went down, wouldn't we? So why is it that we're getting more burns when it's going higher? Anybody? You're making more money. So when you make more money, you're generous, right? You're donating because you're taking profit. So if you're taking profit, that means you're doing something to reduce the circulating supply of SHIB because you don't need that much money. You feel better about it. And it's adding what? Utility. More utility because you're reducing the circulating supply. So therefore, everybody's able to benefit from that reduction because it's money back in your pocket. Everybody say that with me. It's money back in my pocket. So every time there's a burn, a reduction in SHIB circulating supply, it's money back in your pocket. Exactly. So you're getting paid to stay. Where would you ever find that? You name a stock, you name a brand that you're getting paid to stay, except for dividend plays, right? Because dividends give you the same thing. But like Prim said, this is when you get it right now. So it's instant gratification. Whereas if it's a dividend, you know you're getting it at the end of the month or every quarter, right? Every 3 months. Well, with SHIB, you're getting it almost every day. Money back in your pocket almost every day. It doesn't come in the form of a dividend unless you stake SHIB, but then you're staking it on the SHIB ecosystem development team. Okay, that was supposed to be under treat, but it's not. So where can SHIB go? SHIB should be on fire. SHIB should be on fire. It should only have a couple of downturns after profit taking. And then it should just skyrocket because it's always going to have more people coming in than leaving. And there's a reason for that. Because they're afraid if they get out, they won't be able to get back in. Makes sense? Because you're dealing with 1.5 million wallet holders, and eventually what's going to happen is that's going to go to 1.8 million wallet holders, 2 million wallet holders, 6 million wallet holders, 8 million wallet holders. 9 million wallet holders. And all of a sudden, now you're starting to see the benefits of staying in it. But now, if I sell it, am I going to be able to get back in at this price? And your chances are you don't know. Now, we know if the raffle starts, the chance of you getting back in, slim to none. Okay, you know that, I know that, everybody knows that, because we're reducing the circulating supply, which means that we are gaining, where the money is being transferred to the winner. The winner will have to sell it if he wants the money out of it. So the first couple of times, they're going to be gung-ho and sell 90% of it or 100% of it because, woo, I'm a multimillionaire right now. Boom. All that SHIB is going to go right back onto the marketplace. And that's going to happen probably 3 months in a row where this is going to continue. And then all of a sudden they're going to start and say, I'm not able to buy back in at this. I'm going to wait till the price drops. Yeah, you're going to be waiting for that price to drop when you start seeing 10 trillion SHIB gone, 100 trillion SHIB gone. Yeah, good luck with that one. As the guy says, it doesn't have utility. Well, we'd prove utility in a heartbeat once the raffle starts, right? Raffle changes everything? Absolutely. Changes it very fast. Having more people come in is going to change the value of SHIB astronomically. That's why it's good times for everybody. The SHIB 50/50 raffle is awesome. It's going to be epic for every single person that's out there. And without further ado, we're going to call it a night, guys. Thanks for coming. Babes, big shout out to you. Prince, big shout out to you. Jason, big shout out to you. Babes channel, Rowena, big shout out to you. Big shout out to Gabriel. Big shout out to Krish. Big shout out to Vincent. Big shout out to, who else is there? Leah, Gabriel, Dan. Big shout out to Brian. Big shout out to Alex. Big shout out to, oh my goodness, Jason, Eric. I'm missing somebody. Visha. Big shout out to you. Big shout out to all my friends and family from wherever you are. Thanks for the whole organization coming together and the SHIB family organization, army, the whole SHIB army, the whole SHIB family, the whole SHIB. We want to make sure that everybody has a chance to prosper. We don't want to leave anybody out. Unfortunately, a lot of them are going to get left out, but we have no control over that. Right, Jason? Right, Prince? Right, Wena? Right, Rowena? Right, Gabriel? Right, Jason M? Right, Ethan M? Big shout out to you. Thank you. God bless each and every one of you. Have a wonderful night. We're going to rock you out. Boom, boom, boom. Thanks, everybody. God bless each and every one of you. Jesus loves you. Take good care of yourselves. Live long and prosper, everybody. We want to rock this. Let's go, SHIB. Let's go, SHIB. More people we bring in, the faster we grow. More people we bring in, the faster we burn. Don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Thank you. Remember to read the bottom of the scripture where we read the bottom of the scripture. Read the bottom. Congratulations, everyone, for coming. Woo! The greatest worldwide raffle ever. The only raffle that pays you to play. Oh yeah, big shout out to disclosure. This is not financial advice whatsoever. No, this is not. This is for your entertainment purposes, educational purposes, your awareness. Why am I the only one talking about it? That's a good point. Make sure you put your comments and make sure you put remarks of what you like, dislike, what you want to see more of. We'll try and appease everybody. I'm only one person, but I do have a team. It's small but effective. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. Cheerios. God bless each and every one of you. Absolutely. Absolutely. Good night, everybody. From me to you, from the world to Calgary. Good night.